Yeah, the National Hurricane Center is located in Miami, and even though our name is national, we're not just focused on the U.S. If you look at the map in the background, essentially, if there's a storm anywhere in the Atlantic Basin, from Europe and Africa all the way westward to the U.S. and even into the Pacific Ocean to about 2/3 of the way to Hawaii, the National Hurricane Center is watching that area, and it is our region of responsibility. That being said, we live in Florida, and when a storm comes to Florida, it becomes the biggest concern to us because it's going to affect our personal lives as well. One of the points Rebecca brought up that I want to address is, and I agree with both of her points, one of the things we're trying to do this next year in 2023, and we do this all the time, but we're trying to do this even better than normal, is through education. Emergency managers are the ones that call for evacuations. It's not a meteorologist that does this. So an emergency manager, and they're done on the county levels and on the state level in Florida, has to have a fair amount of knowledge about hurricanes and know what the consequences are going to be for different counties and different zones. And here at the Hurricane Center, now that hurricane season is ending, we are going to change focus from forecasting these storms on a day-to-day basis to now educating that community, so that when we get to the next event, unfortunately, it's going to happen at some point, they have a knowledge base that they didn't have before. So we're not only teaching existing emergency managers that have a lot of experience, but even the newer ones. And this is going to be done for 6, 7, 8 weeks of the year here at the Hurricane Center in-house. And also, we talked about the cone a lot. Our cone graphic is our most used product at the Hurricane Center. But I agree with Rebecca that the messaging from the cone is not great. So many people are looking at the cone as sort of a decision-making tool. If I'm in the cone, I maybe should worry about this. If I'm not in the cone, maybe it's not my problem. And that's not the way the cone's designed. So we have some prototypes working with social scientists now to try to redo the cone in future years. I don't think we'll be there, unfortunately, for 2023, but we won't be too far away from it in seasons after that.
That's good to hear, because this is something we've wrestled with for years and years. But it is a great tool. The cone is a great tool. People recognize it. But, the devil is always in the details. I almost feel like we need to educate I feel like everyone needs to be educated to some degree on the details of hurricanes. I mean, hey, you on the north side, you on the south side? You're going to see the storm surge, or you're going to see the wind, or both. And that's something that we wrestle with all the time. Is we know as meteorologists what the consequences are going to be, but how do we best message that when people are not just using our words, they're using their past experiences and, whatever limited knowledge that they may have to kind of make their decisions?